see. Okay, let's see if it's working. Let me see. Yeah. Okay, it's working. Now it's time to let everybody know. Let's go to Twitch. Oh, hello there. Welcome. I was just answering uh, your messages. Um, I'll answer them. I'll answer them later on. Then let's see. I'm waiting until other people join in because I wanted to show as much people as possible these new characters because I'm kind of proud of them actually. Well, I think nobody else is going to join for now, so I'm just going to start off by saying hello and welcome. It's so good to have you all here. Yeah, it probably is the neighbor's puppy. Yeah, definitely is. I'm sorry about that. It's still daytime. Last time I streamed during well, it was daytime, but it was later on in the day. Now it's still 5 and there's a lot of people outside, so dogs are barking. So I'm sorry about that. But yeah. But I am going to show you all today something a little bit exciting I came up with a few days ago. It was Friday, I believe it was, when I started conceptualizing it. I wanted to make a little spin-off series to use as a how do I put this into words? Like a way to distract myself from the main story, to wind down stress, relieve some stress a little bit. To yeah, in general, just to be able to open my my brain up, I guess, to be able to do something different, something better, and for the main HOC story. So I'm gonna go into a little bit of a context of what the HOCE is. So it's House of Compassion Evo, which is evolution. Go figure. And they are made. They are set. Instead of being in Fractured City like the main HOC, they are based off Florida. And well, we all know the stories about Florida. So so the HOCE is a branch of the House of Compassion when the news, the news of Lorena's death came upon everybody in the world, and we're like, oh my God, how could this happen? And normal HOC was about to go under. The members from HOCE, which is Evo, decided that they were not gonna go under, and they were gonna do their own thing without Lorena's leadership. So they appointed their own leader, they appointed their own rules, and they did their own thing. Like things happen in Florida. So it's just it's really crazy. It's just a comedy pretty much. It's like imagine HOC but extremely comical. And no, it's a little bit dramatic, but it's like the comic dramatic sense, if that makes any sense. It's like a funny drama, like a ha 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 drama. And that's what we got here. That's the House of Compassion Evo. Yes, pretty much. It's HOC but Florida man. Yeah. Pretty much so. So I'm going to start off by saying that none of these characters are colored in because I wanted to color them in the stream as I talked about them, because they're not going to use like HOC N, which is the new HOC, or HOC Neo, which is Luna's HOC. They're not going to use that color scheme, but they're not going to use the original HOC color scheme either. They're going to use their own unique color scheme because they're unique and they're from Florida. So, yeah, I'm just going to start off with our first character over here. And her name is Moxie. Now, Moxie or Mox, is the new leader of the HOC, of the HOCE. Should I say? Um, let's just start off by, okay, I got the reference layer there. Okay, let's do this. So Moxie, um, personality wise, she's extremely like chill, I guess you could say. She's a very, she's like a, let's just say she's like a Nelly and a Clarice, but extremely confident and like just a complete like goofball, I guess you could say. She's like, she's the comic relief of the group. Let's just say that. Well, one of them, because there's two of them. There's two characters who are very serious, and two characters who are comic relief. Yeah, very Florida like. You divided half and half. So I'm not sure how to what color to give her to like. I'm just gonna color in their uniforms up on for now. Since she's the leader, she has to have the lighter shade of gray. That's a that's something that the original HOC also had. That Lorena had a lighter shade of gray than the other members of HOC had. And so the color scheme that they're going to use is, instead of red or blue, they're going to use orange. That's right, they're the orange gang. I thought of that, I thought of that was like orange and kind of like a yellowish color for the other accents, I guess. Because Florida is the orange state, they make oranges in Florida, so and it's always sunny in Florida, so that's my takeaway from that. Why is the original HOC red? Because Lorena liked red. Why is it blue afterwards? Because Luna, not she doesn't like blue. She necessarily doesn't like blue, but she wanted to be like the contrast of the original HOC. She wanted to be different. But these guys are orange because they like oranges because they're from Florida. Everything that happens here is because they're from Florida, okay? So I'm gonna have yellow and different accents of orange. And I have to have some sort of a greenish tone as well. Because, it's always green in Florida. Crocodiles. Anyway, so that is the actual color scheme. I know it's weird. It's not as appealing as the other ones, but that's the whole point. It's supposed to be weird and unappealing. So that this is Moxie. Let me just add her name on top, so you all know. Just let's just add it right here. So her name is Moxie. Oops, sorry. But people know her as Mox. This is Moxie or Mox. Then we have Oscar. Oscar Antonoff. So Oscar is the first time I've ever done a main cast HOC character be a male. And I think it's time for me to come out clean. The reason why there's so many females is because I feel that every single male I draw looks more like a female than a male, and I believe that females, when I draw them, they look better than males. And I find it so hard to draw males that it's really hard. So that's the reason why the entire cast of HOC is females. Uh, just a little tidbit. But here we have Oscar, and his name is written really weirdly. It was on purpose. His name is like Oscar, like that. Like that's how you write his name. Yeah, yeah. I think we talked about that once. And yeah, it's really hard to draw males for me, and I know it's really hard for you to draw females. It's the opposite. I find that pretty cool actually. And to Oscar, his nickname is Oz. Yeah, that's it. I love fun spelling. You'll see how much I love fun spelling that I change all of these people's names from their original forms to something weird because I like weird names. So Oscar was supposed to be just normal Oscar, spelling it like normally, but I just wanted it to sound cool. And his color scheme is, well, the same, but with the darker shade of gray because he's not a leader. So he uses the same gray that, for example, Claris uses, which is this one, like so. Sorry about that. It's my phone. And he's gonna use the same accents as Miss Leader over here, Moxie. Gonna have the orange as the main accent. Then they're all gonna have the yellow accents. If they have any accents in their arms, they're all gonna be yellow. And any oh yeah, I also almost forgot. The other HOC's uniform designs are usually circles or curves. These guys decided to go with triangles. Why? I have no idea. I just thought it'd be interesting to be triangles. Yeah, these guys are just crazy. Okay, they don't respect the original HOC. They're their own thing. Yeah, because Florida. Yeah, why? Because Florida. That's the reason. So we have Oscar over here, and then it's time we show you Jackie. So this is Jackie. She's like the other comedic relief of the group. Jackie's just crazy. Okay, I mean you can just see it in her face. She's just crazy. She likes pulling pranks on Oscar specifically. On but yeah, she's just crazy. She was really fun to draw. Like she was the funnest to draw out of all of these because of her hair. I absolutely love how her hair turned out. It was really fun to do. And yeah, she's just the crazy one, and I absolutely love Jackie. To write her name is so weird. Her name is not like normally how you normally draw Jackie. How you normally write, not draw. It's like this, like that. And her nickname is actually Jay Z, which is funny because that's the nickname I use in real life. Anyway, uh, her name is Jackie, and her color scheme is same as Oscar's. Is going to be the darker shade of gray. Oops, completely forgot to put her as a reference. That's what happens when you're not careful with your what's it called? Your layers. So oh yeah, I almost forgot. They don't have yeah, that happens. They don't have official positions in their HOCs. The only one who has an official like position is actually Moxie. They just do whatever the heck they want. They just like wearing cool uniforms, and they like sporting the name House of Compassion. Uh I don't know why they like using the name House of Compassion. The details of all of this is still brand new because, like I said, I came up with the concept, the concept, and did character design literally a couple of days ago. So I'm still getting the little tweaks of it, but these are the main like characters. So as before, Moxie uses his triangles for designs. Oops. Use triangles for designs. And they do take design cues from the original HOC. Like from Lorena and stuff, but not many, as you can see. They don't have many designs. And then the last one. Now this one's a doozy because I still don't know how to write her name properly. I sometimes write it wrong. And her name is, get ready. So her name is Mel Miraki. That's her name. Her name is Mel Miraki. And Mel Miraki is a Dawson. Oops, no, I didn't mean to do that. So, reference here. So, Mel Miraki is another serious character, but she's not serious because of being serious. She's just serious because she's extremely shy, but she's really, really funny. When her shyness goes away and she has her, laughing moments, she's the best joker around. But you see her and she just looks intimidated. She looks really cute. She looks alien. She looks alien, but she's from another world. They say she's from another world, and that sure name as well. It's interesting. Yeah, fun name. Yeah, that's a really fun name. They say she's not from this world. They say she's from another world, but there she is in the HOC. Mel Meraki Dawson. And her, oh yeah, I'm gonna write how you write her name. It's interesting. To write her name is Mel Me Ra Key. Yeah, it's interesting name. And her speechless and wordless. Interesting. I think you're catching up until what I was trying to say. I think you're catching up. Yeah, but she's not. They say she's not from this world. They say she's not from this world. Where's she from? Well, I don't know. She probably did. She probably did. And um her nickname is Mel. I'm not gonna go into too much detail about Mel in this episode. Yes. Oh my God. Yes. So I actually wanted to talk about that once. I wanted to tell everybody about that concept. I have a concept for that. So if you oh wait, I'm gonna do something. Give me a second. So if you remember, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? If you all remember this one, if you all remember this drawing, in fact, I want questions for this drawing. If there's any questions right now before I say anything, I want to hear them right now. I want to answer some questions about this drawing because there's a lot that this says, but you may still not know. This, by the way, this drawing is the explanation for absolutely everything and is the only way to have um crossovers, let's just say. Yeah, it's literally the explanation for absolutely everything. That includes characters, stories, and whys of the whys of everything in the entire universe I've created. I'm just gonna give you one tidbit. Everything written in that pedestal. Oh yeah. I'm gonna answer that. Everything written in that pedestal right there becomes reality. Everything you write on that pedestal becomes real. So, in essence, this character over here is a writer, and everything he writes becomes a world, becomes a character. So, pretty much that explains absolutely everything because he's the writer, the original. And the way he decided to create his story and his world is to leave three other characters to create the entire world for themselves. But in essence, he's the one puppeteering everything from the background. So, the reason why there's MV, the word MV means multiverse, right? So, this is multiverse 0001. That means that there can be a bunch of multiverses. And in my own like, oh, silver is barking. In my own um you know story or universe or multiverse, however you wanted to call it, I decided that if I ever wanted to make crossovers with anybody else, I wanted to explain this concept. So the concept pretty much is that every single writer and every single artist is the owner of their own multiverse. And they have infinite amount of power in that multiverse. So this character cannot be stronger than, let's just say, your character in your multiverse, because it's you, because you created your multiverse. So it's like we're all the writers of our own multiverses, but we're not better than each other. We're the same because we have the same amount of power. Exactly. In essence, we are all gods of our own worlds. And so, this character represents that. And the message I wanted to give to everybody was that you should all have your own characters that connect each multiverse. For example, like I am multiverse 0001 because I created this concept, but I don't necessarily have to be, from multiverse 0001. I could be from multiverse 0045 or something like that. I don't know. And if we ever want to have, crossovers, we can make it happen because there's an explanation for it. I always like to have explanations for everything. I don't like just, a character just pops in out of nowhere. And the explanation would be that us as the creators were like, you know what, I would love to, have some of these people in your universe. How about that? And we're like, oh yeah, you know what, let's just write about it together. And I was like, oh yeah. And then that explains the reason why they can merge and have a story together, even if it's non-canon, even if it's a non-canon story, because usually crossovers are non-canon. Still, it's pretty fun. It's really fun to think about. And I was creating a Discord server for that. I never finished it, but I still have that concept, that idea for that. Maybe I finish it someday. But yeah, this gives you a lot of insight into the whole story behind everything. So this guy he pretty much wrote down in a piece of paper, "Hey, yeah, I want a person whose name is Sin, and he's gonna be my son. I'm gonna have twins, and they're gonna be Void. They're gonna be named Void of Shadow and Void of Light. And I'm gonna have a daughter. Her name is gonna be Trinity, and they're gonna be three creators. I'm gonna be their reality. They're gonna use my energy to create their own realities. And pretty much that's the whole explanation of this character in specific. He's not story important, but he is like explanation important. And he's not gonna play a part really. He's not even gonna talk. But at the end of this of all the stories, 'cause all stories will come together eventually. You'll see what's so intriguing about this and everything. But he is doing all of this to entertain someone. You know, he is doing all of this to entertain someone's with an S at the end. But yeah, I'll leave that to your imaginations. So continuing over here with the new spin-off characters, which are complete crazy Florida people. People from Florida, please don't be mad at me. AKA my family, please don't be mad at me. You really think so? Ah, thanks. I'm glad you think so. I spent a lot of time working working on all these concepts and all these stuff, and I just been a conspiracing, conspiracing, talking about it, I guess, alone, because I had nobody else who talked about it because I didn't want to reveal everything. But you know what? Just screw it. I'll just reveal everything. I'm on a revealing role, so any questions you ask now are questions I'm gonna answer immediately. No matter how much I reveal, I'll just answer them. And then we need the green again. And done. So here we have Moxie, Oscar, Jackie, and Mel Miraki. Oh, you want to know more about Mel? So okay. I was kind of scared you would ask about Mel, because Mel is a character I wanted to leave like as a secret, but I'll tell you. So Mel is okay. In reality, Mel did not come from this reality or this universe at all. Um, she did. People did not know where she came from. I'll do it. I promise. Since I promise, I will do it. People don't know where she actually came from. She just one day, when Moxie was going to look for Jackie, because Jackie and Moxie know each other since like middle school, and Moxie was gonna go look for Jackie. They were still in high school, and the HOC wasn't a thing yet. And when Moxie was walking, through the how do you call this? The playground during the recess time in high school. Um, she just found footsteps, very weird footsteps, because they were like burnt, like the ground was like burnt, and she was like, "Why is the ground burnt? Why is there these burnt footsteps on the floor?" And so she started walking, trying to see where those footsteps led. And then she just found a lake, and the lake was boiling hot. And when she's like, "Why is what's going on?" And then suddenly, Mel just came out of the lake wearing these very like weird clothing. It was um very fancy looking, but it wasn't something she had recognized. She couldn't recognize it. It was like how it was like these dark clothing. She was wearing something like to cover up her. You're getting it. So she was just covered with these clothes, like trying to hide her identity. And then when she looked behind to see Mel looked behind to see who was standing there, and she saw Moxie, and Mel just got really scared. And when she tried to like use her powers, nothing happened. And she was like, what's going on? Why can't I use my powers? And then when she looked at her reflection in the water, in the lake she was in, she didn't have her pointy ears. She didn't have her fangs. She didn't have anything. And she was like, what's going on? What happened to me? So the story about a demon girl who became a human, who was reincarnated pretty much. That's pretty much what I can tell about uh this is pretty much what I can tell about Mel, is that she is, yeah, she is a Dawson who was turned into a human. And I got this character in the story and the idea from actually your Twisted Dawson story, because I was intrigued and I thought, what if one of the Twisted Dawsons disappeared from hell, and that's why their story is so twisted, because they just completely vanished, and where would they go? And that's where I got the idea, and I thought about an interesting name that wouldn't sound human, but wouldn't sound too far out there, And I thought, I started mixing different um names and words. I wanted the abbreviation for her name to be Mel, so Mel was always there. But I didn't know what else to put. I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna put random letters until it sounds cool. And then I just got Mel Meraki and was like, yes, Mel Meraki Dawson. Here we go. Yes. And so she used to be a Dawson, but everything else about her in hell is something that I do not know. And I was gonna talk to you about this actually, because I wanted um if anything, the entirety of her Dawson life to be done by you as a side thing, I guess. Because I didn't want to go deep into the the story inside of Hellbent, because that is your baby, that is like your story, and I didn't want to take that away. So I just wanted a character that was cool and came from that universe, but I didn't want it to twist the story in your universe, because she is a twisted Dawson, but I don't want to twist the Dawsons, if that makes any sense. And so that's pretty much where Mel Meraki came from. Is there any other questions? Well, yeah. I'm really glad to hear that actually, because Mel was actually the hardest out of all of these to draw. Like, Mel was so hard. Like, her hair, you can see her hair was so hard, but I just didn't want to make like something. By the way, I wanna clarify. In this drawing in specific, her hair is extremely like wet. That's why it's like so drippy. But later on, I'm gonna make a version of her with her hair like it's normally like how her hair normally is, cause and Mel likes getting her. Mel, ever since she came to this world and she didn't remember very much, cause that's the thing. Once she lost her fangs and her ears, her demon ears, she started forgetting and slowly forgetting all about what happened. And then after that, she just forgot. And all the memories she ever had about where she came from were about that lake, that lake where she came out of. Because again, I didn't want to twist any of the actual Dawson story inside of Hell. So I wanted her to forget all about what happened back there. And the only memory she got was that river, that exactly. Everything has a purpose. And then I wanted her to forget about that, and the only remember, the only thing that makes her remember where she came from was that lake, and she calls that lake her mom, pretty much. And she feels like that lake is somehow her family, because she doesn't technically have a family. The only people she actually knows is Moxie, Oscar, and Jackie. Yeah, this HOC actually has no other members. Only has these four, and that's it. It's like a school club, um, but it only has four members, and it is inspired by, you know, the HOC. And what I was going to say, that she likes wetting her hair a lot, and wearing her hair very wet, because it's like an heirloom. It's like carrying her mom with her, if that makes any sense. Lake mom. Yeah. Actually, I imagine her speaking exactly like that. Like Lake Mom, or Mom Lake, or something like that, not using a lot of words, just using the words, just using enough words so you understand, but not actually like um speaking properly. That's why I call her to be the shy one. But when she has to joke around, that because that's the thing, she has a lot of the Dawson traits, in the sense that Dawsons are kind of like, for example, like Seth. He's kind of goofy, and that's what, his character is just so good, that he can be serious when he has to, but the most of the time he's like really lighthearted and funny and stuff. Usually adolescents have this goofy side to them, most of them, and it's like very comical to me. And I want her to be like very quiet and like shy, but when it comes to like the funny parts, she's pretty funny. Even though I suck at telling jokes, but we don't get into that. And well, yeah, that's one of the things I just really wanted to hone in. So yeah, all these characters are quite interesting, because most of them are inspired by different things I um like or saw at the moment of making them. For example, when I was making Mel Meraki, yeah, it is. I know, because I've been researching the Dawsons a lot, because I've still been trying to figure out what the heck did Noah do. But yeah, I've been analyzing everything. I still don't get why he is in hell, but I'll keep analyzing. Yeah, I am. I still am. I still trust me. I still am. And I wanted to say, like, when I since I've been researching the Dawsons a lot, Mel Moraki came from that. From that research. Jackie, she's, I don't know. I've been seeing a lot of characters with those types of personalities, like the goofy, the like. How do I even put this? Like the goofy punk, I guess, personality, I guess you could say, where they just like, like pulling out pranks, and they just look so like, they would, prank even their dogs. Yeah, well, that, and I just saw Jackie, man. You know what? Yeah, she's perfect for this. So Oscar came because um I met a person who was like very serious, very emotionless. Like, I met someone who was very emotionless, and I had them on my head and was like, you know what? I want to make a character who looks interesting, is interesting, but is like very emotionless. That's why he's like tilting his head like what, like a dog. He's like a little dog without any emotions, and I just really really like that. I don't know why. I just found that really interesting. And then Moxie, I just thought of a honestly, I just thought of a wacky haired wacky haired, funny, confident, and with very good family relationships, Lorena. Like legit, she's like just like a wacky, good family relationships, very confident, not shy, very what do you say this? Out there and very proud Lorena. That's why she's not covering her face up with her hair. That's why she's a leader because Lorena's naturally a leader, and that's why she's you know just Mox. She's the other funny one. And that's pretty much the introduction for all these. I still don't know their color schemes. I'm gonna work on those because I have my own ways on working on those, and it just takes too long. And well, yeah. Is there any other questions for these interesting individuals? While I let you think of those, I'm going to let's see. I was gonna do something else. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna stay here. Let's see. I'm gonna say. Oh, secondly, I am really intrigued by. Oh yeah, so Moxie actually, when she saw that, she just thought she was a weird cosplayer. She was like, "What is this? What is this weird cosplayer just doing in the middle of the lake?" Like, like she thought the lake had like some sort of like some sort of fire effect or something. She thought she walked in into some sort of movie shoot or something. She was like, "Why are they shooting a movie in a lake next to a school? Like, what is with this weird ass cosplayer?" And then she, eventually, yeah, yeah, legit. She was like, "These damn TikTokers." She was like, what are these guys doing, man? They're crazy. Like, like, how would they even do this? Like, how would these TikTokers just go insane and just burn an entire lake, burn footsteps just for their freaking like 1 minute or like 30-second videos? Like pretty much that was her reaction to seeing Mel just coming out of the freaking lake. But Jackie, when she saw Mel for the first time, she was like, she didn't saw her coming out of the lake. Of course she didn't. But she did see her and her eyes. Her eyes are huge. Like as you can see, Mel's eyes are huge, and she was like, "Are you even human?" Like, she couldn't help herself but to start making fun of her. And Mel just stood there and she was like, "Yeah, funny." Like she didn't know how to react because she wasn't sure where she was. She still had faint memories on where she was and where she came from, but um she wasn't sure, so she wasn't really paying attention to what Jackie or Moxie were saying. She was just following them around. But after that, that Mel started forgetting about a lot of things with that what happened to her family and where she came from. She started developing more of her own timid personality. You see? No. Well, I was trying to go for the Jay's art book design for eyes. Yeah, I was trying to do that. I was trying to give her the very the really big and pretty eyes because big eyes are really how do you say this I know how to say the word in Spanish. I don't know how to say the word in English. Let's see the how do you say this word in English? This is a problem I have. I thought I took a class for being about bilinguals and stuff, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm like extremely good in English. I have no issues remembering words whatsoever. But I just completely forgot how do you say this word in English? Like the word llamativo. That is like it calls to you. It's like not the like you could use attractive as a word, but it's not exactly the word I'm looking for. Let's just say they're really cute and they're really good looking. Let's just say that. And yeah, I was trying to go for that, and I think I did kind of a good job. But I don't know. I was trying to make her also look very different from the others, like very serious, very like not from this world, pretty much. And also, I don't know if you notice, but Mel is the only one who has a rounder face shape than the other characters. Like Mel is way rounder than the other ones, and that's on purpose as well. And yeah. Oh, you think thank you. I'm glad. I'm glad you think so. I really tried. But yeah, that is pretty much the how the HOC Evo cast. Um, Also, I wanted to add that Oscar is Euroasian or yeah, Euroasian. He's a Euroasian. Is that how you say that word? Euroasian? Eurasian? He's from Europe and Asia. Let's just say that. And he has just a mixture of different names and cultures. And he just came to Florida because why the heck not? An interesting thing is that the only character out of here who was actually born in Florida was Jackie. I'm glad you do. Actually, I actually love these characters. They're such goofballs. Like I just look at them and they look like just such big goofballs. Like Moxie is the only is a character who was not born in Florida. Moxie was born in freaking Texas, and that's interesting because even though Moxie's last name is something I forgot it. I literally legit wrote these names yesterday. Moxie's last name is Huxley. She her other last name her name is Moxie Huxley Starnelli. Yeah. So interestingly, she didn't know this, but she's actually related in a sense to Lorena, cause Trinity and all those people, they all came from Texas, and Moxie was born in Texas, and Moxie is a descendant of Sat. Yeah, yeah, pretty much, yeah. But that's on purpose because I wanted to make this stream because I wanted to reveal a lot of things I've been working on. And I thought that in a post, it wouldn't be as impactful as a stream. So, Moxie Huxley Starnelli is a descendant of one of the sons that Trinity had. So, Trinity had three sons. And there's something interesting about this because Trinity had three sons, but he only had one son with his first love interest, and then he had two other sons. Two other okay, I said sons in general, but he had a daughter and two sons. So the daughter was the child that was born from his first love interest, and the other two were born from his second. A very long time ago, I revealed that Trinity had a wife, and her name was, I believe, because I changed her name so many times, but back then, I believe her name was Amari. And the thing is, if you read Volume 1, you would know that there was no Amari to begin with. And the only other person Trinity was with that went with was Deborah. So that is something interesting to note. I think I'm gonna leave it towards there. But I just wanted everybody to know that Moxie is not a descendant from Deborah's daughter. Moxie is a descendant from the other love interest's sons. That's all I wanted to say. I just want to clarify that Moxie has nothing to do with that. But there's people who actually do. And you'll get to know those Starnallies very soon. In fact, you won't get to know them very soon because you already do. You know, they say that after after Satrinity and Deborah broke up, Deborah moved to California. Isn't that interesting? And after a while, uh, California became a fractured city. Yeah. All the things I talked about in last streams about in the last stream about the neural network, all that has to do, the reason why the virus shows Luna. I said there was a reason, but I didn't say what in specific was the reason. Well, I think you can catch up until why Luna was the target for this experiment, this virus. I mean, I in the streams I've been able to reveal way more than what I have been able to reveal in posts in specific. Yeah, I think you're connecting the dots. So I think in last stream I also revealed who the actual villain of the story is. The villain of the story is not, and I repeat, it is not Dervilio. Dervilio has nothing to do with being the actual villain of the story. He's just a puppet, to say the least. Cause oh no, oh yeah, Dervilio is actually just a puppet. If you want to know the true villain of the story, then you should look no further than the two-faced individual I've been talking about all this time. And with that I revealed these characters and that I revealed all this information, I will be signing out. I'll just answer one more question and then I'll end the stream because I have to go clean and I have to go do a lot of things and I have to finish this drawing. So if there's any other questions, let me know. And yeah, that was all on purpose. I want to make this stream to leave everybody speechless. I want to reveal so many things because I really wish I had like a I can't really think of a question. I really wanted to have I really want like a podcast type of thing to answer questions directly, but I wanted it to be, I've always wanted to reveal a lot of things because I always wanted to do like audio stuff or maybe videos where I explain a lot of things because sometimes it's easier for me to explain them through mouth than through writing. And I know that's a little bit concerning since I'm a writer, but you get I think you can understand what I mean because sometimes my writing doesn't make much sense, but when I explain it, it does. And I want I always wanted to do like a type of like a podcasting or something so I can actually talk to people directly and like hear them talk and I can talk back because yeah, exactly. It is a lot easier for me to express myself through words than writing them because sometimes I feel like the writing could be interpreted in so many ways, but when you hear what I'm talking about directly, you can see what I mean with my tone and my vocalization and everything. It's completely different. But I wanted to do something like that. So I've been working with a couple of friends to see if we could actually organize a podcast type of thing. So I'll be announcing if anything goes down in Instagram, although I haven't been able to post in a while. But I'm gonna have to I'm gonna start posting again. I know I said that last time and I didn't, but I will. I definitely will. Especially this one. Especially this one. I really want people to see them. But um, yeah, I just I don't know. I have so many things because I actually originally I wanted I wanted to make HOC like okay. I'm gonna be very honest. Um, I tried so many times to be able to be good at doing animatics because I want to tell HOC's story through YouTube videos, but I completely sucked. So I also wanted to just the reason why in Wattpad I had a chapter cover for each chapter is because I want to tell the story directly with my voice. I didn't want to write it down because I had problems back then expressing things written. And that's why the chapters are really weirdly paced and really like yeah, they are extremely real they're extremely hard. I gave up halfway. Like I really gave up halfway. But um I wanted to I wanted back then I wasn't good expressing myself through text, so I wanted to talk about it. I wanted to talk about the story, tell the story through YouTube, but I didn't feel prepared. I wasn't ready, but I had all the things I needed. All I needed was the microphone, which I have now. You guys can hear me through the microphone, and a decent computer, which I also have now. But yeah, it kind of like flew away because I already have the book out and I already have like a person working on the the audiobook version for Kindle. I mean for Audible, and I was like, you know what? Fine, I'll just leave it for another story. And I haven't given up, so that's where I'm going with. The reason why I also wanted to show these guys off in stream is because I want to tell their story through YouTube videos. And I wanted to know all of you guys' opinions. Like, I wanted to know what you thought about that. If you thought it was a good idea. You think so? Because I'm kind of nervous about it. Because I don't know. You can see in stream that I speak with a lot of stutter. Because I am a very stuttery person speaking, and I sometimes you could hear me speaking Spanish. I say este a lot. That means like it's like saying but in Spanish you say este. I've been saying este a lot when I'm trying to talk, and I've been confusing a lot of words because I get so nervous when I'm like with a microphone on when I know people are listening. I just but technically in a video I shouldn't be so nervous because it's just a video and nobody's listening and I can just edit it out, edit it in, do it again. But I don't know. Let me see. The starter adds personality to the piece. Oh, you think so? Well, you know what? You're right. It does. It makes it unique. It makes it different from the other things on YouTube. It adds a little bit of personality. That's right. You know what? There's nothing to be nervous about. All I need to find now is good uh a good video editing app or something or voice recording app. I'll get to it. I'll get to it. And yeah, I'll work on it. I'll tell the HOCE story. Ah, that is awesome. Well, you know what? That makes me feel a lot more confident. Thank you. You know what? You're right. You're right. We have to stand together and we have to move forward. You know what? Let's do this. I'm gonna work on it. I'm gonna work on it, and I would love to invite some people to work on it with me. So I'm gonna see if or what I could do. I'm gonna see what I could do. I want to make it creative because again, this story, HOCE is supposed to be all about you know creativity and sorry about that, creativity and funny moments. So I wanted to see if I could, not just tell the story on my own. Maybe make some scripts and invite people over to voice some parts or some characters. I don't know. I thought it'd be good little project, good little thing. So I don't know. I'll see what I can do. Yeah, I know. I wanted to do that for HOC, like the normal one. I even had like my friends that would voice different characters, and I already had their voices down. Like I had my best friend talking, as Clarice, because Clarice was legitimately originally inspired by her, talking, in her voice, and I was like, yeah, yeah, it sounds like Clarice to me. And I had I think it was my friend's friend who talked like the thing I imagined Lorena talking like. And I was like, yeah, yeah, you're Lorena. You're definitely Lorena. And then another friend of mine that talked like very serious and nervous, just like Marnie. I was like, yeah, you're Marnie. And then pretty much Rain, I have no one to voice Rain, so I was having to, you know, try myself. Like, Yano, and I was like, no, I can't voice Rain because I'm a terrible voice actor. So I have to find someone else, and I got stuck finding people to voice each character. So I was just like, you know what, I'll have to leave that be. But on this instance, you don't have to be serious about any character because Moxie's a like pretty much she's like a walking joke. Oscar barely talks. Jackie is another walking joke, and Mel barely talks as well. And when she does, she's a walking joke. So um, I wanted to see if I could find different people to help me out with this little passion project. And of course, there's gonna be character cameos because it wouldn't be House of Compassion if the House of Compassion wasn't around. So there will be cameos for characters, maybe Zack, maybe Rain, maybe even Clarice. But the main focus will be on these four characters and their wacky shenanigans. I'm gonna start writing some scripts for this, and I'm gonna start working on it, and I'll see if I can have something ready soon. But sadly, the video will have to rely solely on audio. Yeah, yeah. You know what? I'm gonna get her. I'm gonna get her a cameo because Clarice is one of the comedic reliefs of the original story, so she'll fit right in over here. I'm gonna have to think on how their interactions would actually be like, so I'm gonna have to work on that. But definitely, and the first video sadly is not gonna rely on anything crazy. It's just gonna be like a still image and audio because that's the best I could do. I legit don't have much time to animate something like I did before, so I'm gonna have to see what I can do. But I think that'll be fine, right? That'll be enjoyable. If my stream is enjoyable, I think a video could be enjoyable. I don't think I'm very enjoyable, but I'll find a way. Well, thank you. That fills me up with a lot of confidence, actually. I was feeling kind of unconfident about it. But you know what? Let's just let's just go with it. Let's just go with it, okay? Let's just go with it. Stop being so nervous about it and let's just go with it. Um so I'm going to work on that. I'm going to work on a script for a first episode. So they're gonna be like divided by episodes. How long each episode is, I'm not sure, but I want to make it interesting. I want to make it cool. And later on, maybe if I can, you know, get a lot of help, and get not a lot of help, get some more help, and get some other people to help out. I could maybe get some animatics going on. Maybe get a lot of different things to make the series a little bit more interesting. But until then, it'll have to be still images of these characters just whacking around like they always do. And but yeah, this is HoCe, and well, yeah, I just really hope you like them a lot. And thank you. I'm glad you think that they are enjoyable, because sometimes I think I talk too much, and I sometimes think that's not very enjoyable. But yeah, I think that is it for now. I think I'm gonna leave the stream up till here. I don't want to make it that long because I do have to go clean and it's already getting dark. So I'm gonna I'm gonna leave the stream here. So I'm gonna leave you all with a question. Not with the question, but with the curiosity. So the main villain of HOC is direct direct ancestor of one of our main characters in HOC currently. But if you think about it, it doesn't make much sense. Why? So in the States, the female surname doesn't stick with the descendants. Only the male surname does. And I did say before that the the descendant of Deborah was a female. She had a daughter. So I'm gonna let you guys think on that. I'm gonna see what cool theories you can come up with for that, cause that's as much as I can say as of now. Um, yeah, there's something going on because they still have the Starnelli surname, but they couldn't have had the Starnelli surname from their mother. From Deborah, because Deborah was she was Starnelli when she married Saturnity, but then she became a Cermosa again once she divorced Saturnity. So what happened there? That's an interesting question. I'll just leave you all with that. And also, it wouldn't make much sense because the daughter will be a Starnelli, but once she married someone else, she would have the surname of that other person. So, what happened there? Oh yeah, and very very interesting thing. Haven't you wondered what Lorena's second surname is? Because of course you know that she's Lorena Starnelli, but what goes after the Starnelli? Haven't you wondered that? Because we all know that Luna, her name is Luna Smith Starnelli. That we all know that, and we all know that Trace, her name is Trace Ceremosa de Floran. So what happened there? Yeah, it's everything about names. Because you need to look into the names. Because Saturnity, he was only Saturnity Sarnelli. That's it. He didn't have any other surnames. But definitely the people after him had two surnames. Like for example, his um his son with the other love interest he had was Starnelli, and he had his other surname, and his daughter was Starnelli Cerimosa. That's interesting because she had both of her last names. So What do you think? What do you think happened there? That's where I'm gonna leave the stream at. Anyway, I'll see you all in the next one. I'm gonna try to make it. Maybe I'm probably gonna make another one tomorrow if the day doesn't become a busy day. But if I don't, then I'll just do some posts on Instagram. I'm probably gonna make like 3 or 5 posts tomorrow. So be ready for that. But yeah, thank you so much for joining in and listening to me ramble all about these characters and stuff. And thank you so much. You two have a great night and enjoy the rest of your day. And I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much.